Day 2 of my self-imposed 5-day challenge. Yesterday we made this. Super simple. We're definitely on easy mode. We basically just attached a scarf to a t-shirt. Today we're going to up the difficulty level a little bit by doing pleats instead of gathering. Let me explain. First up, these are what we're working with. The top for some reason reminds me a lot of the old Raptors jersey. I haven't watched a single basketball game ever in my life, but for some reason I know what their jerseys in the 90s look like. So to stay in the sports world, I was thinking we use this like pink fabric that matches the shirt's bias binding and make a tennis skirt. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to attach the two pieces yet because keep in mind, this is supposed to be a baby doll dress, so I might make the skirt extra long so I can hike it up and attach it along my underboobs. I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Make sense? Good, let's get started. Okay, so the elements I love and want to keep on the t-shirt are the graphic at the front and the pink bias binding at the collar and sleeves. So I just straight up took some chalk and marked about a ½ inch away from the bottom of the graphic where my waist is on both my left and right side, then where I wanted the collar and armholes to sit. I essentially just followed the sports bra I was wearing as it's exactly the vibe we're going for. I took it off, laid it flat on the ground, and did my best to match the measurements from the collar to the strap and the armpit to the bottom on both the left and right side of the shirt. The last thing we want is a lopsided tank top. Because remember, the goal of any DIYer is to not have anyone immediately clock that you handmade this. If you aren't really confident in your abilities to use a measuring tape / ruler, do like me and just fold your pieces in half and cut the curves together. For the back, I traced the front pieces onto the shirt, drew a line from waist to waist, and added ½ inch seam allowance for if we need to make any adjustments along the curved sides later. Shorten the collar by about 1½ inches, then cut the piece out. I don't trust my eyeballing ability, so I'm gonna base this top together first to see how this sits on my body. A basting stitch is a temporary stitch, so we want to make it so it's super easy to remove. We do that by upping our stitch length and no backstitching. See, what did I tell you? This here is a prime example of the struggle of a sewing girl with the slightest bit of boob and no pattern making talent. The bust area of everything I make is one big guessing game without fail every time. Or should I say with fail? All the fail. No shade to the other DIY girlies, but the ones that usually show up on my For You page are part of the Itty Bitty Titty committee, so their tutorials require next to zero finessing as they don't need to accommodate for curves. So if you're shaped anything like me and you're having trouble making things that fit your body correctly, don't worry, it's not you. You're just watching the wrong tutorials. That being said, I don't know what I'm doing either. I'm just making it up as I go. I just want you to know that you're not alone, okay? We're gonna figure this shit out together. Anyways, here I am just pinning away all this extra bulk. I'm gonna go ahead and make all of these changes off screen so we can move on to the skirt. Let me know if you want a more in-depth video on how I alter loose fitted clothing to hug my body. I'm just cutting it out of the video because it's a pretty boring and repetitive process to me, so I don't know, let me know. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a bit of maths for this part. We wanna cut out one long rectangle. The length should be however long you want your skirt to be, plus 3 inches for seam allowance. 2.5 inches up top for the waistband and a 1/2 inch on the bottom for the hem. My total measurement came to 25 inches. The width is determined by dividing your waist measurement by the number of pleats you want, or the width of pleats you want. In my case, I'm going with a 28-inch waist measurement and 1-inch thick pleats, so I need 28 pleats total. Pleats take up 3 times the amount of fabric, so we multiply that by 3 and get 84 inches. Add 3 inches for seam allowance, and the total length of my cut should be 87 inches. Full disclosure though, I did not trust my math skills at all, so I ended up cutting out almost double the amount. Just in case I was wrong, I would have some extra fabric to work with. Turns out my math was right, so yeah, if my fabric looks suspiciously long in this video, it's because it is. Once I got my rectangle cut out, I laid it flat, marked my 1/2 inch seam allowance, then drew in markings along that line, 1 inch apart from each other all the way down. Folded and pinned my pleats in place like so, then straight stitched down that line to secure it down. Now for the tricky part. Because I have a butt, I need some extra room in the skirt, so to account for that, I moved the pleats slightly over, then pinned. Took to the machine and straight stitched down 10 inches from the top on every single pleat. On the iron, I turned over and pressed the 1/2 inch seam allowance, then folded over and pressed the 2.5 inch waistband. Pin and straight stitch, then on we go to my forever obsession, bias tape. Honestly, I dare you to show me an outfit that can't be improved with bias binding. Like, this is just a solution for everything. It's the perfect way to add a pop of color to any type of garment. As you can see here, I'm drawing lines along the bias of the fabric. We're essentially going to cut out some strips, pull them through this fabulous piece of metal while pressing it down with an iron to create our bias tape. I could always purchase it from my local fabric store, but they don't always have the color I'm looking for, so I'm gonna just make it myself. This might seem like a tedious task to you, but I could honestly do this all day, just making bias tape for no reason. There are many more ways, or should I say more accurate ways, of installing bias binding, but I like to do it the easy peasy way, which is just to sandwich your fabric in between your freshly made bias tape, then pin and sew. Last but not least, the hem. For the shirt, the fabric won't fray, so I'm going to fold it over once, then zigzag stitch. And since the skirt is serged, I'm gonna fold it over once and straight stitch. This video is getting a bit too long for my liking, so I'm just going to do the rest of it off camera. I completely ran out of time here, so this isn't really the completed look, but you get the gist. All I really have to do is like serge the bulk off the back and attach the shirt to the skirt, and that's it. Putting aside the incomplete parts, I'll give this build an overall rating of 8 out of 10, just because I'm not obsessed with it. If you look closely at the straps, one is actually slightly bigger than the other. From a distance you don't notice, but if I were standing right in front of you, you'd know this fit was homemade. That being said, this is giving an 80s athleisure vibe, which I will never not love, so this is still a win in my book.
Anyways, I'm gonna go. I gotta edit this in the morning and post it before heading out, so yeah, I need my brain sleep. Screw beauty sleep, I just need brain sleep. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I just think I really need to nail it with the baby doll dress look, because I don't think I got it yesterday. Today, I definitely didn't achieve it. I mean, if I end Oh my god. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. Please. Subscribe. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by 2025. So please.